In 2026, Kylian Mbappé isn't just a footballer. He is a multi-million-dollar global institution. With a solidified net worth of $250 million and an annual income approaching $100 million, he operates in a stratosphere few athletes ever touch. But his true power lies in the diversification of his empire. From high-fashion partnerships with Dior and Hublot to strategic ownership stakes in SM, Cannes, and Ferraris, Mbappé has turned his on-pitch dominance into a permanent financial fortress. At just 27 years old, he has accumulated the kind of fortune most athletes spend an entire lifetime chasing. Yet, the money is only part of the story. The real achievement is how he transformed extraordinary talent into one of the most powerful personal brands in global sport. His lifestyle is the definition of global elite. His crown jewel is a 12,000-square-foot mansion in Madrid's exclusive La Finca neighborhood, a €13 million fortress formerly owned by Gareth Bale. Sitting on a 3,000-square-meter plot, this minimalist masterpiece features 8 bedrooms, 11 bathrooms, a private cinema, a professional-grade spa, and a private golf green. When duty calls him back to France, he retreats to his $10 million luxury duplex in Paris. Beyond his land-based strongholds, Mbappe's life is defined by a high-stakes jet-set mobility. He is a fixture in the Mediterranean's most exclusive circles, chartering private jets for lightning-fast trips between Madrid, Paris, and the Balearic Islands. Whether he is spending summers in Ibiza or chartering luxury yachts through Formentera, his leisure time is as tactical as his training, one that draws massive global admiration. To understand his status, you have to look at his fleet. His garage, valued at $2.3 million, is a museum of speed that mirrors his professional evolution. At the center sits his hypercar trio, the Ferrari SF90 Stradale, the Ferrari 488 Pista, and a classic Ferrari 458 featuring design input from Michael Schumacher. These sit alongside high-performance daily drivers like the BMW i7 M70 Drive and the Audi RS6 Avant. Yet, there is a fascinating irony in his collection. After finally earning his driver's license in March 2026 at age 27, he made a humble statement of independence, purchasing a Mini Cooper S convertible for his first personal drives. Each choice in his fleet is calculated, efficient, and perfectly suited for a life lived at full speed. But to understand how he reached this level of wealth, you have to go back to Bondy. Born on December 20th, 1998, in the 19th arrondissement of Paris, Kylian was raised in this northeastern suburb. These were the streets that forged him. Growing up in a family deeply immersed in sports, his father, Wilfried, a football coach, and his mother, Faiza, a former handball player, he was surrounded by the language of movement from day one. He wasn't just playing, he was studying. He was obsessed with the mechanics of the game, learning how to manipulate space and time at a level that felt years ahead of his age. That early life was a masterclass in preparation, a discipline that allowed him to rise through the ranks. His breakthrough at Monaco shocked European football. Defenders couldn't live with his acceleration, and scouts couldn't believe his composure. By the time he arrived at Paris Saint-Germain, he became the heartbeat of the French capital, shattering scoring records and cementing his reputation as a generational talent who could carry a project on his shoulders. That trajectory eventually led him to Real Madrid, where he seamlessly ascended to the pinnacle of the world's most successful club, becoming the cornerstone of their new era of dominance. By 2026, many analysts view Mbappé as the leading face of international football. With another World Cup campaign ahead of him, he remains the player most capable of deciding the biggest matches on the biggest stage. He doesn't just play in the system, he commands the flow of the match. Every sprint, every touch, and every goal is built around one expectation: absolute, unavoidable impact. Away from the flashing cameras, the version of him the world rarely sees is an individual deeply invested in his legacy. Through his foundation and various mentorship roles, he is ensuring that the path he paved becomes easier for the next generation in Bondy. Behind the records and the commercial giants like Nike, There's a man who understands that the true measure of his empire is the impact he leaves behind. He didn't follow football's rules. He rewrote them through discipline, preparation, and an uncompromising pursuit of greatness. From the concrete pitches of Bondy to the bright lights of the Santiago Bernabéu, every step was calculated long before the world noticed. And even in 2026, Kylian Mbappé is still proving one thing. The most dangerous player in football is the one who always knew exactly where he was going.